Hello Stampers, it's Debbie with Stamp It with Debbie, and I'm here live with a demonstration using the Best Dressed Suite from the January through June mini catalog from Stampin' Up. And this is a fabulous suite. I think it's great for cards, it's great for projects. I think it would be super great for scrapbooking, dress up photos for scrapbooking pages. I will be sharing some of that later, but today we're going to make 3 projects, and let me show you what we're going to be making. We're going to be making 2 cards, but kind of 2.5 cards. First of all, let me show you the stamp set. We're going to be using this stamp set, and give me just a second while I'm trying to make sure we're all set so that I know everyone's seeing me. We're using the Dress to Impress stamp set. It has some really great sayings. It even has a Happy Mother's Day and a kindness and just a hello fabulous and some lipstick and flowers. So it's not just all about the lipstick and the flowers and the shoes. You could just do a Happy Mother's Day with some flowers and maybe a little bottle of perfume. So this is a great stamp set. I have to show you this paper. It is, if you have not seen it in person, when I first saw it, I didn't really know what it was about, because this is what I saw, was this side. And I'm like, oh, some lipstick and some flowers, a little bit of flowers. There's one with shoes and one with perfume. There's one with purses. But then if you turn it over, I have to readjust it here. Look at these gorgeous flowers. I hope that you're able to see them. They are absolutely gorgeous. All these different flowers. This color in here is Lovely Lipstick. There's also some Blushing Bride. I believe this is, well, there's Blackberry Bliss. Rich Raspberry also matches pretty well. I'm trying to think of what the yellow is. I don't know if it's, Pretty Peacock is in here. Mint Macaron. Daffodil Delight. I wasn't sure if that was So Saffron or Daffodil Delight, but isn't that gorgeous? Hopefully you can see how pretty it is. So many beautiful cards to be made with this. There's the purse one on the back side, a stripe, and then one more gorgeous flower. So this is the paper that we're going to be using today. And we're also going to be using the coordinating dies. And these are called All Dressed Up. This does come in as a bundle. The best way to get these, if you want just the stamp set and the dies, is to order them as a bundle. They're 10% off. You can also order the Best Dressed Suite bundle, and that comes with several other items. Let me show it to you in the catalog here. In the catalog, it's on page 55. And with the bundle, which is $81, you would get the paper, the stamp set, and the dies, some of the Mint Macaron paper ribbon. You would get these little 3x3 note cards and these tassels. So on page 55 is where you're going to find it, and they've listed all of the coordinating colors here, which I think is very helpful. Now these again are the dies, and I just wanted to take them out and show you real quickly. You may have seen, if you've seen the catalog, I'll bring it back one more time. There's a little die in this to make this little bag. It's super cute. You can also make this bag. I haven't made a bag yet, but I will be making one to share with you. So of course there's that. There's one for the shoe. And there's this one. And that's for the bag, but it is stitched, so you could use it for some other things. This one, there's a perfume bottle, a lipstick, which we'll be using today. There's another little one for the greetings. There's a couple buttons. And then 2 for the flowers, each of the flowers that are in there. And then these are the buckles that are on that bag that I showed you. So lots of great dies in this set. And I'm always looking for dies that have multiple uses. And oh shoot, I just dropped one of my little, I found it. I just dropped this little teeny button. I knew if I didn't find it now, I probably would not find it later. because I have little kitties that like to help me. Okay, so that's what we're going to be using are these products. I forgot to say, thank you so much for joining me. I've kind of been out of commission for a little while. I've been sick since November with bronchitis. I'm finally feeling better. So I'm so thankful about that. And thank you for being patient while I got my act together and was able to do lives again. I could not do lives while I was coughing. So I would like to say, if you're watching me through Facebook, don't forget to click the follow button so that you never miss a post. And if you're watching through YouTube right now, go ahead and hit the subscribe button and the bell so that you're always notified when I release a new video. I would really appreciate that. So again, we're using Dress to Impress. And we're going to be making a couple cards. And I love this one with the shoes. And this one I already posted. Maybe you already saw it on Facebook. And then there's this one. So I said we're making kind of 2.5 cards. This is kind of a small little one that you could write a little something to someone inside. I'm going to show you what's in here. I like fun, whimsical kind of things. And so you could put a lip gloss or a chapstick. Burt's Bees would easily fit in here, and probably some other. But you might have seen these on the internet. So it looks like a fancy lip gloss, but it's really an ink pen. Isn't that so fun? So I have them. I got them on Amazon. And they come in red, purple. This one I already put in the little bag, but red, purple, and pink. They do have other ones that have some glam on them, but these are the ones that I chose. And so how fun would that be to give someone a cute little pen to carry in their purse or use at work to brighten up their day? So these are what we're going to be making today. So let's go ahead and get started. If you're on, just leave me a little comment. I don't usually respond to comments until I'm all done. That way I don't get distracted. Don't think I don't love you and I don't appreciate you being here, because I really do appreciate you taking time throughout your day to join me for Facebook Live. Everyone's time is very valuable, and I don't take that for granted. I forgot to mention one more thing. If you would like to place an order through my online store, you can go to stampitwithdebbie.stampinup.net. Please use this host code. And if you place an order of $35 or more, I'm going to send you the make and take kits for these projects. Just to let you know, there will be no stamping. That's against Stampin' Up! Policy. So it will only be the paper products. You will need the stamp set or a similar one to create the projects. I would really appreciate it if you need to place an order, you would choose me as your demo. So I'm going to set that up here, and we'll go ahead and get started. We're going to do this one first, and I decided to change it up just a little bit and do things a little bit different. I'm grabbing my supplies here. I'm going to use some different cardstock on this just so you can see. So this one, you can see I used the flower in the back and the stripe on this one. We need a piece of Whisper White cut at 8.5 by 5.5, scored. I normally score at 4 1/4. The white folds pretty easily, so I didn't score that one. I am going to use Lovely Lipstick. Let me move my card out of the way so I don't get ink on it. And I'm going to use this little polka dot that comes in the stamp set. And I'm just going to kind of put some polka dots around the edge, and that'll just take care of some of the white space that might be not covered by the designer paper that we're using. And I think that's good. Let me wipe that off real quick so I don't get ink all over myself. Now, I have cut the pieces of designer paper already, and I just used what was front to back. So you can see it's the same one with the shoes and flowers on the back. This designer paper is cut at 3 inches by 4 3/4. Just a word of caution, because when I cut mine, I cut it the wrong way. Make sure that your pattern's going the right way, because this was 6. and I accidentally cut it the wrong way. So just always be mindful of your pattern, what way it's going. Now I'm going to put this one on top, and I do want to wrap some twine around that so I can make a bow. So I'll do that first so I don't forget. I hope you all have been doing well. We just celebrated my little granddaughter's first birthday, so that was so much fun. And this weekend in Michigan, it's going to be 47 degrees. That's like tropical for here. I don't know what your weather is like where you're at, but 47 degrees is kind of flip-flop weather for us here in Michigan. We get tired of being so cold and dreary, and we just pull out all the stops and get our flip-flops on and go crazy. That's probably why we're sick so much here. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and put this piece on the back. Let me grab my adhesive. And I am going to put this at quite an angle because I want to be able to see it behind my top layer here. And this one I'm going to put a little more straight. One other thing that I thought of is you probably see me using this fast fuse. This is a Stampin' Up adhesive. I just have it left over. It's not one that Stampin' Up sells anymore, but you know, I want to use it up before so I don't have to buy new. But I do love our snail, and I love our Tombow multi-purpose liquid adhesive too. That's a great adhesive, and as soon as my fast fuse is gone, that's going to be my go-to adhesive. So we have this part done, and now we need to create this part here and the shoes. So I'm going to go ahead and stamp the shoes in Memento Black. I love this shoe. It's so cute, you guys. It's so cute. While I'm at it, I'm also going to get another little scrap. I'm going to stamp my greeting right here twice, and I'll show you why in a minute. But for now, I'm just going to tell you that I'm stamping it twice because I'm going to be cutting it out. I'm going to put those aside. And then I wanted to do something a little bit different too on this one, so I'll show you in just a minute. I'm going to go ahead and color my shoes. Not my shoes, but these shoes. And I'm going to use Lovely Lipstick. And I'll just color them very quickly. I'm probably going to go a little out of the lines because I'm getting a little crazy here coloring them. Do you guys like to color? I really do like to color. It's very relaxing. I love coloring with the blends because I have a little OCD and it doesn't leave lines when you're coloring, and you can blend them right out. So I really like that. All right, I'll color the other shoe. I think these shoes would make a fabulous card for somebody that's feeling down, or just a girlfriend that you want to say, hey, I've been thinking about you. You're fabulous. And like I said, I think they would make a really great scrapbooking page for kids when they're doing dress up. I have lots of pictures of my kids and of course my granddaughter. I'm sure soon she'll be doing some dress up. I'm just going to add a little bit of dark shading with the dark Lovely Lipstick, and I think that I'm going to do it down here at the bottom. I'll do it on both. And then to shade, I color with my lighter color. Then color the whole thing with my lighter color. Then I go back in with just a few little bits of my darker color. And then I work in circles. I've seen people do their darker color first. It's whatever works for you. Whatever makes your heart happy when creating, that's what you should do. All right, looks like we need a little more swirls there. Okay, now I'm going to show you one more tip since I just saw that I went outside of the line. If you have this color lifter, some people call it a color eraser, and in a little bit of a way it kind of is. If you run it along the area where you went outside of the lines, I would probably rename it color pusher. It's a pusher. It doesn't actually erase the ink, it pushes it back within the lines. So that's what that does. All right, I'm gonna grab my Big Shot and my shoe die here. And I'm going to cut my shoes out. Set that over there so I don't lose it. One more shoe. Set my Big Shot down. We'll need it again later for the lipstick, but for right now, we're all done with it. All right, there are my shoes. And then I'll bring my card back. And now this piece is going to be under here. I decided one thing I might like to do is just use this little splotch, and I'm going to use mint macaron. Yep, I'm going to stamp off because mint macaron's a little darker, mine is. And I'm just going to go back behind it. That just gives it a little touch of color, and it kind of plays into the different cardstock I'm using here. So now I have this piece done, and I can go ahead and attach that. I'm going to attach it right over here. I think I'll do it like that. All right, and now my shoes. Shoes, in my mind, need to be sparkly. So we're going to use the Wink of Stella. And you might not be able to see, but they are definitely sparkly. I'll hold them up in just a second. So I'm just using the Wink of Stella. If you don't have Wink of Stella, you could put a little bit of clear glitter on them too. So let me see. I don't know if you'll be able to see, but they're definitely sparkly. So I'm going to go ahead and attach one of the shoes right to the card. And then the other one I am going to attach using a dimensional. Actually, 2 dimensionals. And then I'm just going to offset it just a little bit. Okay, so that part's done. Now this. How I got that is I cut this, but you need to cut 2 of them because the shoes is kind of fancy there. So I'm going to start by Life is Short. And you do have to cut pretty close because it picks up the shoes part. And so we're just going to cut straight down, and then we can attach this piece. Probably we should be using liquid adhesive, but to save time, I'm going to use my other adhesive. So I'm just going to attach this right on here. Whoops, kind of tuck it behind the shoe where the dot is. Life is Short. And then on my other words, I'm going to cut that off. I followed the by the, and then I kind of just went around the curviness of the shoes. And then went back to the straightness of the by the. Let me get this scrap out of here. And then again, we're just going to put that on with our adhesive by the shoes. So isn't that so cute? Which one is your favorite? I like them both, and I wish that you could see how sparkly these shoes are. Well, I forgot to put some rhinestones on there. I wanted to put a couple rhinestones just to add a little more glimmer, so I'll put those on here. All right, now I'm done. Almost forgot the shiny stuff. Okay, so here is this card. And I can think of a couple people that I'm going to send these to because they like shoes and I think they would really like them. So there's this card. I'm going to set that one aside and bring in the second card. All right, the second card is this one, and I thought that I would, since we have all this beautiful paper, I would make it a little bit different. So I'm going to use Blackberry Bliss as a base, and then I'm going to use this beautiful paper. Isn't this so gorgeous? It's just so rich and very pretty. All right, so again, we started with a card base, 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. And then because it's a dark card, we will want to put this inside. But I think what I'm going to do, I didn't do it on the other one, but I think I'm going to just stamp a couple shoes in there. I think that will look really cute. And I probably will color those in later, but I won't waste time doing it right now. But I'm going to put this on the inside so I don't forget. Okay, now we can work on the front. We need a piece of cardstock in the matching color of the card. And this is 3 1/4 by 4 1/4. And then we need 2 pieces of designer paper cut at 3 by 4. Now one of these pieces is just going to go right here at the bottom. So we can attach that right now. And I just like to leave a little even border all the way around. And then this piece is going to get attached to this. So the designer paper that's 3 by 4 is going to get attached to the cardstock that's 3 1/4 by 4 1/4. Now before we attach that, on this one I used the white crinkle ribbon. I wanted to do something a little bit different. So I'm going to use my other ribbon. And I forgot to grab my stamp, so I'm just grabbing that real quick. The Hello Gorgeous. Hello Fabulous. We used to have a stamp set that said Hello Gorgeous. This one says Fabulous. All right, so I'm going to use, this is one of our new ribbons. This is in Mint Macaron. And I'm just going to leave enough so that I can tie a bow. I maybe should have double that. I don't know. We'll see what it looks like when it's all done. Just going to shorten the bow just a little bit. And then I'll cut the ends so they look really pretty. And then I am going to turn this a little. It won't matter if it's twisted a little on the back, but I don't want it to be twisted on the front. And then sometimes when I have a bow on there and I feel like it's not going to stay exactly where I put it. It's just shifting a little. I took a little glue dot and I'm just going to put under the bow so that it stays right where I want it to stay. And then this part I am actually going to put on with dimensionals. And I like to put some dimensionals in the middle too so that the card doesn't get crunched in. All right, so there's that part. And now we just have a little stamping to do. I have this piece that I already cut out, and this is from the Stitched Shapes. And again, I'm going to use the Hello Fabulous, and I am going to use Blackberry Bliss ink. And I'll just stamp right in the middle there. This card is for all of you. Hello Fabulous. You're all fabulous. Okay, and then I'm also going to put this piece on with dimensionals. So I just need a couple of dimensionals for this. And then that one will be done as well. Whoops. My dimensional didn't stick to my paper. There we go. Hello, Fabulous. And there's that one. Which one do you like? The lighter one or the darker one? I like different things about both of them. This is kind of the same exact paper, only these flowers are in Blushing Bride and then these are in the Blackberry Bliss. So I like them for different reasons. I do like the addition of the green ribbon. How about you? I think that the mint macaron looks real good on there. But I also like the crinkle ribbon. So there is card number 2. And then the last project, we do need to do some scoring. And some people get real nervous about scoring. Don't be nervous. I'll walk you through it. I'm going to show you an image of what it should look like. And I'll tell you exactly what you need. Okay, we're going to start with a piece of paper, cardstock, and this is cut at 6 by 6. I'm going to tell you everything you need, and then we'll go back and talk about the scoring. This piece is going to be the card part, and this is 2 1/4 by 7 1/2. And I'll list all the dimensions over, I'll put a link in the comments below. Give me a little bit of time to get that all linked up, but there'll be directions so that you know exactly the measurements for everything. So again, this is 2 1/4 by 7 1/2. I have already scored it at 3 3/4. You need a piece of designer paper cut at 2 by 3 1/2. And then you need 3 pieces of the same designer paper cut at 3 7/8 by 5/8. 3 of those. And then this piece is, this is just a scrap that we're going to cut our lipstick with. And then this again is the Stitched Shapes oval. And I did already cut that out because we have quite a bit of stuff to do. So let me get started with the stamping. We're just going to, I'll bring the project up here. We're going to stamp this Be As Bold As Your Lipstick. Right here in the middle. All right, there's that. And then on this scrap right here, we need to stamp the lipstick so that we can cut that out. And then that's all the stamping that we're going to do. So let me put that away. I am going to go ahead and color my lipstick in. I decided I'm going to use the purple lipstick pen on this one, so I decided to make the lipstick purple. It's kind of daring, purple lipstick. And then I'm going to use the light smoky slate to color the, I don't even know what this is called, like the metal part of the mechanism of the lipstick. And again, I'm going to give it just a little bit of shadowing with the dark smoky slate. I'm going to come back in with my light and just blend it all in. And then I decided to use Rich Razzleberry at the bottom for my case. And there's that. I guess the purples clash just a little bit, but that's okay. I'm going to, instead of bringing my Big Shot up here, I'm just going to run this through my Big Shot real quickly. That way I don't have to disturb my whole work area. All right, here's the lipstick. Now we can just focus on putting the box together. Let's go ahead and make the card again. I already scored that. I'm going to take my piece of designer paper and put that on the front here. And then my greeting. And then my lipstick. Now this one would not have an envelope with it, so it would have to be something that you're going to give somebody in person. All right, now we have this done. I'm going to set that aside. We need to bring in the scoring board. So you can use your trimmer score, or you can use the regular scoreboard. I just like the Stampin' Score, or the scoreboard, so that's what I'm going to use. Now this is 6 by 6, so there's no long or short side. It's the same, just the first measurements I'm going to give you will be on one side. We'll turn it, and then we're going to score again. So we're going to score it 3/4 of an inch, 4 3/4, and 5 1/2. Then we're going to go ahead and turn the paper, and we're going to score a new set of score lines. 1/2 of an inch, 1 1/4, 2, 2 3/4, and 3 1/2. All right, the scoring's done. Does scoring scare anybody? Give me a heart little emoji if scoring scares you. The scoring sometimes scares me because if you score the wrong way, sometimes you've goofed up all of your paper. But did you know, I'm going to tell you a little trick. If I accidentally scored, you know, like usually you wouldn't score the whole line, but if you did, you can take the back of your bone folder and rub that out. And if it's a score line that's on the inside of a box, it won't really matter that that score line is there and that you've smoothed it out. You'll still see it a little bit. I don't want to do it on this one, but yeah, if you just run along the line with your bone folder, you can sometimes smooth that line out. So keep that in mind. If you just start to score and you have an eensy little score line that you need to get rid of, try to use your bone folder. Now, there's a definite top and bottom. See this where there's 2 sets of lines here and there's a little square up here? That's going to be the top of our box. This is going to be the bottom. So let's start on the bottom where you see 4 little squares. We're going to cut this right here off. That's just part of the tab that's going to make our box. Then we're going to cut up on all 4 of these lines to the first score line. Okay, and now we want to cut this off because how I created that, this used to be here. I'll put it right up here so maybe you can see it. This part is what this is, so we need to cut this off, and we're also going to cut that off, but let's just cut this one off for now. I always stay to the other side of the score line, so that's the part getting cut off. Okay, so that's off. we're going to turn this upside down. And remember I said we also need to cut this off. So now this, as I said, this is the front of this part right here where our card will go. Now we need to create all of the tabs and openings for this little box right here. So let's go step by step. And the first thing we're going to do is totally cut off this end here. So this is the furthest end with two little rectangles, no squares, rectangles. This is going to be our tab to close the box. Now I've looked at a couple different ways to do this, and I think the easiest way is let's just go and cut those score lines down to the second score line. It's going to be the easiest way to do it. Okay, so now this piece right here, we're going to leave whole because this is the lid to our box. So I am going to just cut those at an angle because it makes the box easier to close. Now I'm done with that piece. This piece right here, let me show you real quickly, is this part right here. It's going to be this little part right here. So you'll see what I'm going to do and why it makes sense. Okay, I need to cut off. So again, you have a score line right here. That score line is going to be cut all the way off, but then I'm going to cut halfway through this square. So you can see this is the full length. This is the thing that I told you is going to be the lid, the closer. This is going to be one of the sides. And now this piece right here, the third piece from the card, what is the card? We don't need that at all, so we're going to cut that off. And then this one again is going to be the same as this one. We're just going to cut it about the same distance as this one. Now the only other thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to cut those at a little bit of an angle because again it helps the box to close just a little bit easier. Okay, let me get all the scraps out of the way. Not too hard, right? Not too hard at all. Okay, we do need our bone folder. And again, you always have the video for reference, and I will make a post and give you all of the dimensions. And then in just a minute, when I'm done folding all of these, I'm going to lay this out. So if you have an iPad or something and you want to do a screenshot, you can do that. Okay, so when you're putting your box together, you want to remember this right here is your box. So if you want your box on the left, you want these parts of the box at the top on the left. If you wanted to make that part of the box come around here and be on the right, just to change it up a little bit, then that part of the box, whoops, is going to be at the top. So mine is on the left, so I'm going to make sure mine is on the left. So I'll give you just a minute if you want to take a screenshot if you need to of what it should look like. Okay, so let's go ahead and assemble it. This little thing right here is the tab. Remember I told you that's the tab that's going to come over here and form the box. I'm going to use my liquid adhesive just so I have a little bit of wiggle room to put it together. So it's going to come over and it is going to, that part's going to glue down to here. This edge right here is going to line up with this edge where the card starts. So if you can see that line, that's where the edge is going to start. Now this is a small box, so what I did is you can put your bone folder in there. Actually, I think the bone folder is too big. I'm gonna use my scoring tool to just kind of reach inside of there. Oop. I think the fingers work the best, I guess. There we go. So now you can see that edge is lined up right along here. And I just glued it the wrong way. I just told you be careful with that, and I glued it. So my pen is going to be on the right side because If I did this, you can see that my tab is on the bottom. It doesn't matter because either way the card is still going to fit here. So this is the top. So let's work on the bottom. We're going to put the two sides in. I'm going to put a little adhesive and close that up, and that also helps square up the box. And then I like the front of my box to close to the back. So I'm going to put this piece up first, and then this one next. And again, just square it up. That had a little piece of the scoring still on there, so I'm going to take that off. Now you will want to probably take your scoring tool or something else and just go inside and make sure that that's all stuck together really well. This is where you would put your lipstick in and close up the box. All right, so now we had that piece that we already made up for our card, and we can just stick that right on there. And we'll just need to leave a nice little border so you can see the purple around it, the Highland Heather. And then I'm going to bring in these pieces that I told you were cut at 3 7/8 by 5/8, and we're going to put those on our box to dress it up a little bit. Now again, if you don't have this suite and you would like to order it, you can order the whole bundle, the whole suite, or you can order the stamp set and the dies, and you will save 10% when you order it that way. The paper is called Best Dressed, and it does come in 6 by 6 as you saw, and I believe there are 48 sheets in that pack. Yes, 48 different sheets, so you get lots of paper there. So there you go. There's the purple one, and purple, I keep calling it purple, Highland Heather, and the Blushing Bride. So let me just pull back the projects that we did today. These are the ones we did today, and let me know what you think of them in the comments. Let me know which one is your favorite, and if you can see yourself using some of these to send to your favorite person. Everyone likes to be told they're fabulous. How would you like to go to your mailbox and get a card that says, "Hello, fabulous"? It'll just make your day. So think about somebody that you could send this to. And again, if you need to place an order, I would love to be your demonstrator. You can visit my online store at stampitwithdebbie.stampinup.net. And please use the host code that I've listed here, R7TBY3QX. And if you're finding me on YouTube, be sure and come over and find me on Facebook at facebook.com/stampitwithdebbie. Don't forget to hit follow so that you never miss a post. Again, I really appreciate everyone stopping by, and I will see you again next week. And I will be posting some more projects using this suite, so I hope you'll stay tuned. Thanks again, and have a great weekend, everybody. Stay safe and be warm.